All right, guys, we're gonna do objection training. Mahmoud and I, just rapid fire objections. We're gonna go back and forth between both sales and recruiting objections. So I'm gonna give him one, he'll give me one, and we'll overcome it. So, all right, Mahmoud. Say you just presented to a client, and I say, hey, I'm not sure. I want to think about it.
Yeah, I completely understand, Zach. Like, you do have to think about it. Now, in regarding to thinking about it, is about like which plan to go with, or if this is something you even need in the first place.
No, I need it for sure. I just don't know which one to go with.
Okay. Can I make a recommendation?
Sure.
So, Zach, since you don't have any coverage, what I would recommend to do if you were my father, let's start with the bare minimum. That way we have something in place to cover the burial, which is better than nothing. And then if we make sure you are comfortable with it, we can always increase that later down the road. Does that make sense?
That makes sense.
Perfect.
Cool.
Now, what would you say to a guy, because they see a bunch of young guys making money, and it sounds, this is too good to be true, Zach?
Yeah, I'd say, hey, it is too good to be true. And what a lot of people do in the recruiting and insurance is they only tell you about the good things. So there's a lot of amazing parts of the business where you can make a lot of money. There's no cap on your income. We have great bonuses, great incentives. All those things are true. But the other side of the business is that there's chargebacks, you pay for leads, there's days where you make no sales. So we're not looking for everyone. We're just looking for the right people that are the right fit for our culture and our organization. So let me ask you, and then I'll go ask them questions. So hey, Mahmoud, let me ask you something. So right now you do car sales, right? With car sales, what's your biggest hurdle, you think?
Getting clients.
Getting clients. Okay, cool. So in our business, one of the best things about it is that we literally have unlimited amount of clients. We just pay for leads, they come in, and then we help them out. If you were selling cars and you had leads of people that said they wanted to buy, if you're working at a Toyota dealership and you had people filling out saying, hey, I want a Toyota Corolla, how easy would your job be?
Super easy.
Okay, so that's how our business works. Are you interested in learning more about that?
Yeah.
Cool.
Fire.
Hey man, somebody already called me and helped me out with life insurance. I think I'm all good.
Yeah, perfect, Zach. That makes my job a whole lot easier here. It's actually not showing here on my end. What was the name of the carrier that you got?
I don't remember it off the top of my head.
Okay. And how long ago did you get it? Did you get a policy in the mail?
Yeah, I think I got it like a month ago.
Okay. And I need you to grab that policy just so we can make sure you are in the best spot, because there's a lot of plans where they have you on like a 2-year or 5-year waiting period.
Okay.
We got to make sure your family's in a good spot.
Okay, I'll go grab that.
Perfect. And yeah, you just help them out and close them. What would you say to someone that is struggling and they just had a bad day? Like
new agents are struggling?
New agent, no sales in the field.
Got it. So I tell new agents, hey, there's really 3 things that can be going wrong, right? Either 1, you're not making enough phone calls. 2, you're not doing a good job of converting the people that answer the phone into getting them into a presentation. Or 3, you're not closing. So let's go through and figure out what your issues are. So Mahmoud, how many phone calls did you make today?
100.
You made 100. Okay, got it. From those 100, how many answers did you have?
Maybe like 5.
You had 5 answers. Okay, cool. And then for the answers that you had, how many presentations did you make?
3.
3. Okay, and then how many did you close from the 3 presentations?
0.
0. Okay, so what we need to do is, when I was an agent, I would close 30%, 20% all the time. So that's not a big deal. So what we need to work on for you is, instead of you only making 100 dials, we need to do 300-400 dials. And then Mahmoud, when someone answers the phone, you had 10 answers, you only got to 3 presentations. What do you say right when you answer the phone?
Yeah,
right when they answer the phone. So like ring, ring, hello?
Yeah, this is Nasser, hello?
Hey, this is Zach, how can I help you?
Yeah, we got the request you'd submitted for the new final expense and life options.
So hey, and then I go, hey, so Mahmoud, what I need you to do is, when they answer the phone, go, hey, Mahmoud, this is Zach, I'm getting back to you. I got the request, you filled out and sent in, and then you can coach them on what they're doing wrong at that point in the presentation. But I think a lot of times when managers, instead of managers answer the questions that the agents ask instead of identifying the real issue, and it's important to ask good questions and figure out where the real hole in the sales are. So it's not your presentation necessarily, maybe it's not enough dials. Or maybe you made enough dials, but you don't have fresh leads. Or maybe it's that, not that your presentation's bad, but you can't get to the presentation because you sound hesitant on the phone in the beginning. So I think it's uncovering and identifying the real issue. When you talk to someone, so we go through a presentation, I go, you know what, I already have $100,000 of insurance, so I don't know if I really need any more.
Perfect. Is that term or accidental?
It's term. I got it like 10 years ago.
Okay, and do you know when that expires?
I think when I'm 50 now, I think when I'm like 65 or something like that.
Got it. So when you sent this request in, were you looking to have something that was more permanent and guaranteed for your final expenses, or what did you want this to do for you?
Yeah, I think I was looking for something for burial specifically, but would that 100,000 cover it, or?
Yeah, it's just it is a term, so it's cheaper and it does expire, unfortunately. So when you do turn 65 and that coverage goes away, you don't have any coverage and you might not qualify. Something changes health-wise and it'll be a lot more expensive.
Got it.
So wouldn't it make sense to look at something now while you're healthier and it's a lot cheaper?
Yes, it would.
Perfect.
Okay.
And one good question for you. What would you say to someone that is at a different company and they're more on like the loyalty side, like they're not really getting paid and they're stuck believing that their company's the best insurance company?
So if you were to me and you said, hey man, I know I can maybe make more money, but I'm really loyal to my upline, be like, hey, sounds good, Mahmoud. Can I ask you a question? It sounds like I'm being a dick. I'm not trying to be, but does your upline pay your mortgage?
No.
Is your upline going to pay for your kids to go to college?
No.
Does your upline buy your wife all the fancy shit she likes?
No.
No. Okay, cool. So if I could show you a way to be loyal to your family and make more money and best provide for your family, I know you're loyal and those guys are probably great, but at some point you have to look out for yourself and your family, right?
Yeah.
And if I can show you a way to make more money doing the same thing, like if you had a job at Coke, let's say, and you made 100 grand a year at Coke, and then Pepsi offered you a job to make 150 grand a year, would you go to work at Pepsi?
Yeah.
Well, we're Pepsi in this scenario, and I can help you provide for you and your family. Does that sound fair?
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. Hey, when you first talk to someone on the phone and they say, I don't know why you're calling. I have no idea. I don't remember filling that out. How do you overcome that objection?
Yeah, we always go back to the agree, ask, attack. Like, yeah, I completely understand. I don't remember what I ate for breakfast most days, but you put your birthday here, January 1st, 1965, correct?
Yeah.
And you did list your beneficiary as your wife?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it's not shown on my end. Did you have something in place that's going to pay for your burial when you pass away to protect her?
I don't think, well, I think I have something through the VA.
Okay, perfect. And do you know anything about the plan? Like, are you paying for it a month? How much coverage it is?
No, I just thought I thought that was included.
Okay, no, that's a big misconception that they think the VA covers them. But as of now, if you die in the VA hospital, all they're going to pay is $795, and they'll pay $355 if you die outside of the VA hospital.
Oh.
And if you reserve a plot at the National Cemetery, they're going to cover the cost of that plot and headstone for you, but you'd still need coverage to make sure the service, transportation, final expenses are all covered, sir.
Makes sense. Okay, cool. All right, guys, those are a few objections you might run across when you're recruiting or selling. Hopefully those help.